halfway through a conversation downstairs that I really didn't want to leave, but we've got to be up here and support this class. Okay, conditions have deteriorated substantially. We've got reasonably heavy rain, and I'll tell you what, everyone's pretty going to be out on not wet weather tyres out there at the moment. So meeting has already been declared wet earlier today. So that'll be interesting for the future classes. Although I must admit, working with Fit Club for a number of years, they are safety orientated like a lot of other clubs around the countryside, so they'll be keeping a good eye on it. So it may delay some of the proceedings a little bit to allow people maybe to change tyres and change that whether there were option there. Number 5, Mark Oliver, the third Motard race of the day. He leads it. He led the early one earlier today, but he had a jump start and then a 20-second penalty applied at his coach. Scott there in second place, with third place going to Mike Kyle on the Kawasaki 2010 KX450. Glenn Brown, Tony Henry, Roger Bland, John Oliver and Wilson Woods out there. 2, 4, 6, 8 bikes. Yes, Wilson Woods on the 791 machine right at the tail of the end of the field, still enjoying his racing. Remember, there are no first places if there's no last places, and it's good to see a reasonably big field, especially the Motards. There's probably nearly double the size what they had last year. Mate, they're coping very, very well with the conditions out there as well, because this is the first rain we've had since practice this morning, and it's every lap it is changing. Having a look out the window, I'm not too sure whether the rain has abated. It looks like it's just been a passing shower, but it's still showering out there. But that's right. I know people at the track will go, what's he bothering telling us that for? We can all hear, but we have CTAS live timing doing it. John Oliver, maybe, number 15, comes in, and he's just putting his slicing across his throat there, saying, you know, this thing needs to be called off. I guess it's up to the other riders to work out safely whether it's their call or not. The marshals have noticed. They are looking at all the bikes on the track. It is quite risky conditions. And meanwhile, Mark Oliver takes the across there in first place. Let's have a look through to the earlier lap times of the day, and we were running around in the 40s, so we're now around in the 45s. So this wet weather has knocked 5 seconds a lap off the timing, and remember, we're only running around a relatively small track here. So Mark Oliver choosing to come in. That's a bit disappointing, because not Mark Oliver, John Oliver, because he was up in the points reasonably well. He got a third in the first race. Can't quite see my results for the second race. Tim Gibbs has probably forgotten to pass them through. He's probably seen me not using them very much. My fault, so he's probably neglected to do that. Tim does a very good job, and Joan, great to see them here. Been here for, I don't know, they've just about got their own room here at Manfield, as a lot of this club has. So it is Oliver, a Mark Oliver going through there, 45.194. So getting, in fact, Scott's put in a 45.301. So I'm going to say that rain has pretty much disappeared almost. It was a reasonably heavy bit of water coming down to start with. What have we got coming up next? This is race 14 of the day. Motards, the final round. So we've got intermediate trophy, senior sprint, junior trophy and intermediate sprint coming up after this. So 6 laps to go in the Motard race. I wonder if Mark Oliver wants to pull back. Mark Oliver's already out in the front. I wonder if John Oliver wants to pull back out there. I'm going to see a change of position shortly here. In fact, the lead 3 bikes real tight at the front there. Coach Scott really looking for a way round Mark Oliver with 210. Mike Kyle in behind him as they go into the first corner here off the main track onto the slip road there. And Mike Kyle is now the quickest on the track there. A 45.2, a 45.3 and a 45.4. And that's Kyle, Cudge and Mark Oliver. So each is 0.1 of a second quicker, but it's reversed because the one at the front's the slowest of the bikes. So does that make sense? A 45.4 for first position, 45.3 for second, and a 45.2 for third position. All this brings to us is damn fine racing. As I think the sun's coming out again, it brings us damn tight racing. So maybe expect a change of position, with third place on the track being the fastest man so far. We'll get a drag down the front straight here, see whether any change of position. In fact, it looks to me that Cudge has gone through into the lead somewhere. Didn't quite catch up where that happened, but definitely Cudge has gone into the lead. Well, I think it was while I was looking at my timing screen. Remember, folks, I've only got one set of eyes, and they both point in the same direction. It's either on the track, in the program. Of course, when I look in the program, or I don't even have to look in the program now, for the sponsors' details of this race, I can tell you it is Fastway Couriers and Wonga who've been sponsoring the big series, Winter Series, Bridgestone Series Motard class for a number of years, and really good to have Graham Clark, even though his son's up on blocks at the moment after a machine failure in the first race. Really good to have them supporting this class. All right, all eyes are onto the front straight with 4 laps to go of a 10-lap race, and Cud Scott has opened up his lead with Mark Oliver going through in second, Mike Kyle there in third, and now into the 44s, so the track is must be cleaning up a little bit. Also, the guys are getting working out how they can push. Cud Scott's posted a 44 seconds, 0.6 of a second on the Q and Honda CR450F. Listed as a CRF 600, Mark's Oliver on, so I don't understand how that sort of comes about with the changing of the bike, with you know, reboring them or whatever. I'm not too technically involved with that side of the thing, but where are we? Mark Oliver on the number 5 machine. Yeah, it's still listed as a CRF 600cc machine. So Cud Scott still got a good commanding lead there of about 10-12 bike lengths. Doesn't sound much, but on a short trike like that, it's enough, and it's up to Mark Oliver to, after leading the race for so long, to try and find his way around the outside or on the inside, but nothing in it at the moment. No area where he seems to be shining anywhere, with Mike Kyle settling back there into third place. Good battle going on there between Tony Hurney and Roger Bland. Tony, the owner of Q and Honda there on the CR450. He's out there on the red bike, and Roger Bland there on a Suzuki RMZ, going round the outside of him as they're going in towards Toyota, but Hurney just a little bit later on the brakes. But looking at the Toyota corner for this battle, and it is Honda versus Suzuki, 450 versus 450. Coming along the front straight, the Suzuki gets in behind, trying to slipstream him. Is he going to pull out in the free? He tries to pull out there. 8:22 is his number, as we see the white flag out. So it's a final lap here for Cudge. He's coming across a lapper, and that is probably going to be Glenn Brown, with both John Oliver and Wilson Woods pulling out of the race. Conditions getting a bit difficult maybe for them, or whatever's going on. So here's Cud Scott coming along for another fine win in the Motard class, the Fastway Couriers Motard class, number 62. Sorry, there it is. Mark Oliver on the 5 machine, and Mike Kyle there on 210, taking third place. That battle's still going on between Suzuki and Honda there. It's going to be Tony Hurney with Roger Bland there, just being pipped for 5th place. So 4th and 5th, and then the final one, Glenn Brown on the track. Okay, back to a bit of music.